Welcome back to Nonsense Farm. Today's video is about finding bees in one of our swarm traps and rehoming them into a hive. Unfortunately, the audio didn't record for this video, so I'm going to narrate the process. The reason that a bee colony decides to swarm is if they are outgrowing their existing space. So the phenomenon of swarming is how bee colonies grow. Usually in the spring, when there's lots of resources around and the queen is laying lots of babies, at some point they will outgrow the space that they've been given, and in order to continue to grow, they need more space. So what they do is they raise up another queen, and then the existing queen and more than half of the bee population will exit the hive and go find another place to live, while the new queen and the now reduced bee population will stay in the existing hive. As beekeepers, we obviously want to avoid our colonies swarming because it's a loss of bees. In the spring, we want our colonies to grow big and strong so that when the nectar flow starts, they can produce lots of honey. As a form of insurance, many beekeepers will place what's called a swarm trap near their bee yards. This is a container like the one you see here that's designed to be the optimum size and type of space that bees are looking for when they're looking for a new home after they swarm. This is so that if one of your colonies does swarm, you can at least retain the bees and set up another colony. The possibility also exists that native bees could come and enter your swarm trap. Somebody once told me, bees beget bees. Bees are attracted to places where bees are. So just because you get a swarm doesn't mean they swarmed out of one of your own colonies. So we've disconnected the swarm trap from the fence where we had it mounted. Now we're putting it in the back of the Coleman to take it over so that we can transfer the frames out of the bee trap and into a new hive box. I have no idea what I'm saying here, but I'm sure it's brilliant, right? Now begins the task of opening the swarm trap, pulling out each frame, and rehoming it inside of a hive box. And as you can see, it wasn't a very simple process to open it, but here we go. This particular swarm trap takes regular Langstroth hive frames inside of it, so it's usually a pretty simple process to take them out of the swarm trap and put them into the hive box. But we're about to get a little bit of a surprise with this swarm. I would like to think that I would have noticed a swarm having moved into a swarm trap, but as it turns out, this swarm was probably in the swarm trap for quite some time before I happened to notice them. Take a look at this. Struggling to get the frame out. Oh, looky there. There's comb built all under that frame. So the swarm had been in that trap long enough that they not only were drawing out and filling the frames, but they were also building comb underneath it in the extra space. So now we begin the process of taking each frame out and deciding what to do with the comb that the bees had built underneath the frames. You'll see here in a minute that there's some pretty big sections of comb, including there's some comb where the queen had already started laying, and there was in fact brood. Now that we've moved over all the frames, now we reach in and you can see us pulling out the sections of comb that have brood in them. And what we will do there is we will take frames that do not have foundation, and we will use rubber bands to secure the pieces of comb into frames so that the colony doesn't lose those babies and those resources that are in those frames. I'm pleased to report that this colony is doing great. We have inspected it a few times after moving it out of the swarm trap, and that queen is laying up a storm, and they're doing fantastic. So stay tuned to my channel for continuous updates. Thank you for watching, and please make sure you're subscribed and that you hit the little bell so you're notified when I make new videos. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you.